We are losing Amazon, the world's largest rainforest. We are losing the controller of climate change of the world and also the calamities and sustainability of the climate change from the disaster management scenario. We all know that Amazon has the power to control the climate, but in the past few years, now the present data says more than 20% of forest has been lost in Amazon, and by 2030, it will raise up to 27%. That will be a disaster for the South American country. That will be the biggest crisis at present for the South American country. Today, I'm going to discuss regarding a very important topic regarding the Amazon rainforest and the issue which should be a key point of discussions for COP30 Belém, Brazil, the Amazonia identity. We all know that this year COP30 belongs to the Amazonia. This year COP30 belongs to the city of Belém, which is the gateway of Amazon, the world's largest rainforest. But this is not enough. This is not a discussions regarding absolutely connectivity of Amazon. This is regarding the community of the indigenous people, which is very, very important topic of discussions regarding the matter of Amazon to protect their future, to protect the future of the rainforest. Because we all know a percentage of indigenous community believe in the Amazon rainforest. They are keeping their faith of sustainability for their future. Their unique identity of indigenous communities from the Amazon, but they are losing their forest for unusual cutting of timbers and also the unusual gold mining and also the deforestation efforts. We all know the forest fire also a crisis of Amazon. Day by day it is increasing and day by day it is creating impact of the countries like Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Chile, each and every part of South American countries. It's also changing the brain structure, which is very, very important. Because when our brain structure will change, the complete agriculture pattern will also change on a simultaneously matter. This is the time of discussion that how COP30 will become a key point of discussions regarding these indigenous communities and their future sustainability. First of all, this is very much a topic of discussions regarding on the financial matter, which is a global financial strategy regarding of the benefits regarding of the investment from the European countries, regarding of the investment from the developed countries, regarding of the benefits from the investment for the business communities and also the leaders of the community who are maintaining their sustainability, who wants to maintain their sustainability, also maintain their CSR activities regarding for the particular financial structure on the investment for the indigenous people. So they should know that this is the time of discussions, not only a discussion, this is the time of actions regarding a particular payment check regarding for the upcoming development for the indigenous community. The first thing is definitely which also discussed in COP29 regarding the financial goal, which is very, very important of the investment of more than $100 billion. But the thing is how much percentage are getting by the indigenous community. I'm discussing about Amazon, but the simultaneously, I also see the research part on the particular areas of the many areas of countries like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, in the many countries who belongs to global south, their indigenous communities also facing the same crisis. The first thing is the development of the financial matter. They are not getting paid the financial structure, the financial benefit, the country, the communities, or in World Bank is particularly structured regarding on the developed of the promoting of the financial institutions for the communities who are actually the crisis at the level as the climate victims. But the thing is that they are not getting paid so much for their development. That is the crisis. They are by force of cutting the trees to selling. Maybe sometime it's called as the bigger part is smuggling, or maybe on the by unusual use of the timbers, woods, and also the honey traps, and also that we all know that the gold mining, which is very, very important at present regarding other discussions. So some communities, some development, some profit-centric margin think about the particular profit on regarding on the development of the bigger purpose, but they are losing on the major scale when Amazon is lost, already lost 20% of forests, that create a crisis of the agriculture. It creates a crisis of flood. It creates a crisis of coastal management. It creates a crisis of management of the fees and others management scenario for the job sectors or the regarding on the particular agriculture matters. And also it creates a complete crisis of the biodiversity. The animals are facing, the birds are facing this crisis. They are losing their home. They do not find what should be their future resistance, what should be their future sustainability, what should be their future home. So this is the crisis of complete communities regarding including the biodiversity. So this topic should be discussed on a bigger matter. The first thing is definitely the climate education, which is very, very important at present for the indigenous communities. Because they should know, they should avoid like an African countries who are actually maintaining this kinds of propaganda regarding that how mangroves is very important to maintain the coastal flat scenario, how mangrove becomes the wall of coastal areas. So they are planting, they are maintaining their propaganda, maintaining sustainability with the mangrove plantations. Same like other countries in the global south, they are also maintaining their mangrove plantations. Same like this should be a process of Amazonia in the indigenous people and community about climate education, not to cut the trees. And there should be particular participation's role in these kinds of conferences, which is very important because we all know they are in the crisis. They are in the crisis of financial structure, they are in the crisis of food structure, they are in the crisis of particular community of climate disaster management, climate disaster structure. Also, they are following the same crisis of transport scenario, regular resources, which is very, very important. They don't know how to survive. They don't know what should be the health structure. They don't know what should the medical infrastructure development. They should don't know what is the actual government do for their individual development, their education purpose, which is very, very important. So this is the part of discussions regarding when we are talking about the resources from the Amazon. There are multiple resources which will be gained in the bigger purpose of the business profit margin. There should be a particular climate education regarding on the individual people with their own language, own pattern, own involvement, own directions, own participations, which is very important for their community. So each and every community should participate in the COP30 Belém Brazil, which is very, very important, not only for the COP30, it is all over the world, like SB62, like New York conference, like London Climate Action Week. Each and every part, there should be a particular comments on the common blocks on the regarding for the indigenous people, which is very, very important. So this is the particular communication pattern should be goal regarding for the COP30 Belém Brazil for the indigenous communities. The second thing is with the climate education, there should be a proper structure of their resources. They are the human, they should accept all resources which the individual community, which a common man is getting for their benefit as lifestyle benefit. There should be a proper health structure. There should be proper resources of the food. So this should be maintained under proper financial goals. Each and every particular blocks required a financial statement. So developed countries who are actually thinking about the investment on the particular millions of dollars regarding on the particular development of indigenous communities and climate victims, they should be invest on the particular goal regarding for the indigenous communities in the bigger purpose. So the first thing is climate education. Each and every person should educate on the climate structure and what should be the particular future effect if they cut the trees, and also mining in the environment disaster crisis or environment law, against our environment law or the litigation policies or against environment, which is called man-made disaster. So this should be maintained on a proper manner. Nature should be give space for the particular place on the nature should be nature. No one should be harmed in the particular profit-centric ideology. So this should be managed in a proper structure. So the next thing definitely that after the climate education, the financial structure, financial policy or the individual development, there should be a particular plan of discussions regarding how they can use their resources which they are getting. Is there any policy for the selling and buying structure or the export or import business from the particular Amazonian resources, which is they are getting in the normal structure? Not harm is the nature, not harm for the nature, not harm against the nature. So they are getting their resources and they can sell and buy directly in the international communities, on the development countries, on the particular business communities for their own representatives. From their own representatives, they can sell and buy for the developed. They can sell their particularly honey, which is very, very important. They can sell the whatever they are getting, but the medicines, we all know there Amazon has lots of medicine materials in trees, but not cutting trees. We know all know these other resources. It can use on a better purpose. So this is the time of discussion. This is the time to think about what should be the indigenous people communities particularly doing and what is their role. The third thing is definitely I have already told that the participations. Without the participation from the communities who are actually suffering, and the community, individual communities, each individual person should participate in COP30 Belém, Brazil, and they should share their crisis. What they are need, that should be in the proper manner, there should be the high priority, should in the proper structure, and they should get benefit after COP30, which should be in observations before COP31. That should be a proper structure in the proper ideology for this COP30 in Brazil to upcoming COP31. So this should be a proper structure in proper manner. They are my request to all the countries that this should be a proper structure and a proper goal for the future perspectives. So this is the time to discussion about indigenous communities, their future, their development, their crisis management, and the Amazon should be protected. Without Amazon, we are going to lose, and the South American countries that are developing for the development structure. Still, it will affect from the global south to global north, also the South American countries to North American countries, each and every part of the United States. And also it will impact on the effect on the economical trauma of the all over the world. So this is the time of discussions. Thank you.